in Paris with Max Keiser, and this is the, what was it again, Max?
The Jardin de Luxembourg.
Jardin de Luxembourg Palace.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
Fantastic.
And Max
Yeah.
is going just worldwide with his news channels and radio shows.
That's right.
So, yeah.
We've got to fight the financial terrorists.
Exactly.
And we got to take it to the global audience through TV, through radio, print, the internet. Wherever they are hiding, we're going to find them, and we're going to root them out, we're going to smoke them out, and we're going to drive a silver and gold spike through their hearts so that they can't breathe another fiat currency's breath.
This is what is different this time around. This is not the 70s bull market. This is 10,000 times larger. And things like this, Max going worldwide, eventually I think the paper currencies are doomed. And you're going to see gold and silver go to basically infinity dollars per ounce one day, probably before the end of this decade.
Well, you know, the paper currencies, as you point out, their days are numbered, because for all the reasons that folks who are watching this are probably familiar with. Governments, corporations, and individuals have gotten themselves into hundreds and trillions of dollars worth of debt, and the only way that they're going to get rid of that debt is not through austerity, because every time they attempt an austerity measure, they're going to balk on the 1 yard line. They're going to say, no, let's print up some more fiat currency. And this is what's driving gold higher. New high today. You show up, gold at a new all-time high. Did you know that? Hit a new high today?
Yeah, I was looking at that this
Don't
morning.
leave.
Yeah.
Stay here. Just stay here every day now. Don't leave. I'm getting richer by the minute. My net worth is escalating every second, which I love. And I've got a personal target, by the way. I don't know what your personal target is. I mean, infinity is an awfully high number. I'll say that. I think quite reasonably we can get to 5,000, or a 1-to-1 ratio with Dow Jones, just as a reasonable target.
My target has always been at least a gold at double the Dow. But right now, if it covers the same portion of the U.S. currency supply that it covered in 1980, as far as base money plus outstanding revolving credit, that's which is, I use it as part of base money, because those dollars that people create when they pay for something with a credit card circulate just like base money.
I don't know.
And so that's $15,000 an ounce though today.
St. Francis, he had the birds come and eat from his hands. I've trained these birds to fly into this tree. And what they're saying in bird talk is buy gold, buy gold, tweet, tweet, buy gold.
Yeah.
No, so you're saying basically based on
is absolutely like the minimum rock bottom.
Right,
that you
but
can
it's a
bet
reasonable
on.
place.
It's a very reasonable
place.
place.
I'm a reasonable man.
5,000 and north.
Right, okay,
that's what I'm saying, yeah.
5,000 as fair market value.
Yeah.
Now from there you could get into what some have referred to like Soros, as gold becoming the ultimate bubble. Okay, you could get some huge parabolic move starting at 5,000, taking it a lot higher.
I think $100,000 an ounce is a bubble if the dollar survives.
Well, I mean, the thing is, for folks out there who are thinking about this, they look at, they hear a number like infinity and it sounds abstract.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you feel about this.
Yeah.
But I mean, what I'm thinking is, look, a double or a triple is easy.
Yeah.
So if you don't own any today, you're crazy. Because if you give the risk-reward ratio versus these fiat currencies, if you're holding paper money, you have to ask yourself, do I have a propensity for self-abuse? If you hold paper money, you have to ask yourself, am I a sadist? Do I really want to blow up myself in this way? Do I have so little value that I ascribe to myself that I would hold on to paper money when I could just as easily hold on to gold bullion? It's a psychological endeavor. Do you have any do you have any self-worth? If you do, then you also need net worth. And the only way you can achieve net worth is to actually own something that has worth. So your choice is limited, really. There's gold, there's silver, and that's it. So this is 100 trillion Zimbabwean dollars.
Yeah, which is worth nothing.
Okay, so I can show this on my show in Russia Today, I would imagine. Are you going to allow me to?
Sure.
I'll mention where I got
yours.
it. That might be worth something to you.
That's yours.
Here's a $100 trillion Zimbabwe dollar that was given to me over the weekend by Mike Maloney, who's making a film about gold and silver in Europe right now. Thank you, Mike. A timely reminder of the shenanigans that can happen on the central bank level.
Tell us about the manipulations of gold and silver and what you think of them.
It's a sad story, really, because here you have a few banks who are tied in with the Federal Reserve Bank, who loves printing fiat currency. And
gold makes them look bad.
And they hate when gold goes higher.
Yeah.
So there you have J.P. Morgan with, I think they're the biggest short seller of silver futures contracts in London.
Yeah.
Who are just pounding that contract down relentlessly every day to just give it, make it look like it's competing with their fiat nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
The good news is that they've kept the window open for folks, ordinary folks, to exchange their paper to silver and gold.
That's why I love the manipulations. It's because you can buy it at absurdly low prices right now.
But like a bungee jumper,
share.
once it, at some point it's going to pop back up.
Yeah.
And then it's too late. So you got to act. You got to get started. That's why.
Yeah, the free market's always overwhelmed manipulations. It's a doomed plan.
Eventually, it will fail.
Yeah.
But you got to position yourself accordingly. You got to be ready. You can't wait, because you can see 200, 300, 400 point gap days for gold. Gold could open up one day at $1,700 an ounce.
Yeah.
And then what? Then you're going to be like, I want to buy. You're going to call your gold coin dealer, and it's going to be, no answer, nothing, no bid, nothing.
You are not going to be able to get physical when that happens. You're going to be able to only buy derivatives like the ETFs, futures contracts, options, all the other kinds of paper, gold, and silver. So you won't be able to get physical.
Unless the counterparties go bust, and then you're going to be absolutely without anything. But no, I think the gold manipulation is...
the people that are hanging on to real gold and silver.
Every time you pull your hand out of your pocket, you've got more bullion. What do you got a magic pocket there? It just keeps more and more.
No,
my goodness. Let me see, what's this big silver one?
That's just a silver eagle.
Oh wow, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
well, this is the real stuff, and
well, I'll tell you what. You can have that one.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
My new best friend. The site is goldsilver.com. It's probably the best place to get gold and silver without a shadow of a doubt.
Consider why gold is up more than 30% over the past year. Many investors have zero trust in the most liquid currencies. Those most coveted AAA credit ratings mean less with every passing day as the biggest economies issue more and more IOUs.
Of the fiat currencies, the U.S. dollar is the leper with the most fingers. But it won't hold up again. It'll deflate against gold as well, Stacey Herbert. My role is to add, this is basically an economic story. So, there's got to be room to embellish it and give it some appeal on an emotional level. Because it's also, at the end of the day, people are being abused with these paper currencies. They're being abused with these fiat currencies.
Their wealth is being stolen every second. The government has their hand in their pocket, and the people don't know it.
Yeah, but it has a deleterious emotional impact on people's self-worth and their own psychological makeup. And so to get some of that back, the act of buying some gold immediately changes you psychologically from being on the defense to being on the offense. And the only way to score points is to be on the offense. Mm-hmm. And you can't be on the offense holding paper currency. You go into a gunfight with a knife. You're going to a net worth battle with paper versus gold. Who's going to win that? Who's going to win that? Who's going to win that? Gold is going up in a deflationary environment. It's counterintuitive, but it's really happening, and it's going north of 5,000.
Well, John Cox continues on this thread, and he says, we think that future historians may well report that the moment when gold once again became a store of value was when the dollar began soaring in response to the stench of seared grease, and gold climbed right along with it.
We're about to head to Greece.
Okay.
Have you got time to comment on Greece and what Papandreou is doing and taking on the Goldman Sachs?
Yes, as some of your viewers may know, I publicly called for the arrest of the Goldman Sachs bankers.